time, big time Japanese actor.
Yeah.
Like, he had fans, they had to block off stuff all the time during this filming because he was so big too.
Which I mean, he is incredible. I mean, I don't think this movie deserves an Oscar, but I think if anybody, it'd be the best supporting actor for him.
Yeah.
Because I think he outshines everybody he's in the scene with. He's so underplayed and subtle in everything, and everything he does, it looks like. It makes me really not like Michael Douglas's character.
Oh yeah, easily, yeah.
Because you're like, this guy's a fucking saint.
Right.
What are you doing to him?
Right. Yeah, and the way he delivers his lines, he is never yelling or anything,
No.
and it's just like, but he demands, like, you can just hear it in his tone when he's talking.
When he's
and it's
demanding,
great.
or when he's like, he's never like overly emotional, like as you would expect. Like, I can't believe you did this, but like everything he says, like when Michael Douglas goes to him after he sneaks off the plane the second time, it's such a great scene.
Yeah.
He's like, "Forgive my son."
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, I want to watch. It made me want to watch more movies of his.
Yeah. Mr. Baseball.
Yeah,
There you go.
So what scene should we talk about after the big massacre there at the?
I think the plane scene is definitely needed.
That's what I was thinking too. So Sato has been caught. They taking him to hand him over to Japanese authorities, and Michael Douglas, of course, just smoke.
Right, just the whole way there.
They don't got first class.
No, they're in the back.
Yeah,
just pissing people off. Back there.
Michael Douglas the whole time is being an asshole to this guy.
Give him the elbow in the nose. And
he does a sly little elbow to the face and just doesn't endear himself at all. But, you know, he is hitting a villain, so I guess it's fine. And Andy Garcia comes back from the bathroom and sees that Sato is hurt, and he's like, "Oh, babe, what?" And then he says it. Michael Douglas is like, "Oh, I don't know what happened. Your seatbelt tight, babe."
Yeah, you must have bit your lip, or
babe.
Yeah, babe.
So and then some shady shit happens.
So the plane stops, gets to the gate. We get the entrance of what we believe are the
Osaka.
The Osaka police, and they have what looks like to any American the proper paperwork. anything that's red letters and black letters, or kanji and black.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, it looks legit. And so Michael Douglas, and the whole time Andy Garcia is just talking about geishas, and he just wants to get.
Yeah, he's a young 28-year-old.
He just wants to get to that Japanese poon. That's all he wants.
That's all he wants in this entire scene. Michael Douglas is like, you can see it in his eyes, he's a little wary of it.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And he's like, well, okay.
Okay, yeah.
He signs it.
Yeah.
Turns out it's just insurance forms.
And not 1 second or two from when they turn around and go out in the other door of the plane, come the real Osaka police.
With a badge.
And it's just like, wah, wah, wah.
It's a fun movie.
It is.
It's really well done. And you get to meet my favorite gangster in the movie, is that little short shaved head guy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's ever referred to by name, but he's so... Every movement he does is as if it's like 100 miles an hour. Like, when Michael Douglas is in Shugai, when he's in his house, he's doing the Black Rain speech, Michael Douglas smarts off and starts to smoke in his house, and the guy's like, So the guy's like, no.
Yeah.
And when they're playing golf in the Top Golf shit, and he's like, give him this, and the little guy just runs over. It's really funny. I'm not doing it just in my description of it, but it's really fun. And so that also sets the ball rolling. It puts Michael Douglas and Andy Garcia in Japan, and
when actually, of course, we wouldn't have a movie, but this is Japan's police department's fault.
Yes.
They can't expect Michael Douglas.
Well, they blame Michael Douglas.
They do, and they shouldn't.
I agree.
At this point, he could probably take this up the chain of command in Osaka, and this is their case to settle now.
Yeah.
Like, he probably has no right, which he doesn't there, until getting in with Masahari.
Yeah.
And, that stuff. But it's just like... They pin this, like, the whole time. It's just like, how is this his fault? Like, I understand in some way, but they had to let those people through there too.
There should have been better communication,
right?
To where when you get there, you will look for this. They will identify themselves by this. Like, it's just like people in trench coats. Oh,
yeah,
cops.
Gotta be, yeah. It's that pre 9/11, man.
Yeah, this is pre 9/11 for sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, because he's about to get paired with Masahiro, and let's address all the racism in this movie.
Yeah.
Because I think in the 80s and 90s especially, whether Michael Douglas or whether Ridley Scott are racist, it was always a tool in which people would just overcome it and see through their ignorance to the honor that the other person has.
Sure.
Which happens in this movie. But there are so many other ways to do that. It seems like such a crutch in these movies of like, I'm a bad cop. I'm rough around the edges, and I'm racist.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'm going to shake your hand.
Yeah,
it's like,
and I'm going to bow.
Yeah, you're still probably kind of racist. Like
you're
when you
still
go
gonna
home.
go, yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it out. I like one Japanese person.
Yeah.
I haven't.
So you can always use that "I have a Japanese friend."
Exactly, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
And maybe Nick Son goes back and it's better. I don't know, but it just in all these movies, I guess it worked in Prairie of the Roller Boys because they were an overtly racist gang, but like the college kickboxer guy,
right?
That was just done to make us not like him more.
Yeah,
there's no subversive thing behind it, and
I think that watching this in any movie where this is a trope in it is that it's coming from what American men at that time wanted to hear. Kind of this thing like, we're America, make fun of them. They're in Japan, let's call them whatever, all the names that Michael Douglas, calls them. I don't ever remember Andy Garcia getting in on it at all.
He does.
But it's just that machismo kind of thing to where we're America. But at the same time, like this, you take a movie, and I was joking about Rush Hour in a way, but you take that, you have Jackie Chan who comes over to America, and Chris Rock has to show him the ways of kind of what we do here and stuff.
That movie is very racist as well.
It is.
I mean, but like the way Chris Rock interacts with him.
Right.
That whole bit, it's interesting. Like that is I don't know. I would love maybe there are movies where the American guy goes over and all the Japanese people are just like this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
And I just wish that it would have been a movie. Michael Douglas can still be hard edge and the same guy he is as Nick, and go over there and just be hard edge. Like I want to do things this way. Masahiro just has to slow down. This is not how we do it here, and kind of thing. And he has to teach him the ways. It's like you don't have to
say this is how I do it in America.
Right.
It's like you're not in America, dude. I like the idea that you said maybe I'm giving filmmakers the benefit of the doubt here when I shouldn't. But you said something along the lines of, I want. This is what the American 80s man is thinking.
Right.
So it's like, let's put that man on screen and have him revert to a more aware, quote-unquote, woke point of view at the end. So maybe these people can see themselves in that. I hope it happened.
Yeah, and it's like where you don't even need that, though. You don't even need that, but still it's,
the racism comes in the form of racial slurs more than anything, which it's not like... I don't see Michael Douglas or Andy Garcia treating people bad because they're Japanese, but they do use racial slurs. So it's like... it's not unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
Yeah. It's something to where in a characteristic of a badass American white man or anybody going over to a different place and being confused or lost a little bit, they have to interject this racism to show some dominance over, that. And like you said, we're going to give them a big ending to where they learn the error of their ways. But it's just like, even as subtle as Masahiro when they first see him eating noodles, and they're like, check out this dude eating noodles over here.
Yeah. The microaggression of it.
Yeah. Well, if Masahiro comes over to United States, he's going to see fat asses everywhere just eating fucking pizza and hamburgers and just...
Yeah. Man, he's so good. Let's move forward to perhaps the big steel refinery thing.
Yeah, because that's when we're introduced to. We kind of get the idea of the rest of the Yakuza clan. Yeah.
Of what exactly this whole shit's about.
Ogayo? How do they pronounce it?
Abuya?
Abuya? Yeah. That's right. Oyabun.
Because remember, that's what Dolph Lundgren tells Brandon to get out of him. I want to know his Oyabun.
Yeah.
Oyabun.
Yeah.
So this is when you get all Ridley Scott. It looks like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Huge industrial sparks and red.
It's great, yeah.
It's really cool. And they followed him in here, and you get basically the idea that all of this is over counterfeit money. And this really good U.S. counterfeit money that if the war's over the printing plate that's been done by these artists, and it's like you can't tell it's fake unless you burn it.
Yeah.
And we get this great Ridley Scott directed thing. Now, fun fact for me about this movie. This steel mill is now
Disneyland.
Universal Studios
Japan, yeah.
Which I've been to, and I've stayed many nights at with a lot of the performers there. So in a way, I've done my pilgrimage to where The Black Rain was filmed.
Nice.
And
any Michael Douglas statues?
No,
nothing set up.
Sadly, no. Not even a plaque.
Yeah,
come on.
I did want to mention one thing too. Kind of going over a little bit of the facts, and we didn't give him his kind of the opening that we should have with Matsuda Sato, but Yusaka Matsuda. During this time, did you hear what was going on? Yeah, with the bladder cancer. Doctors told him, before filming this, hey, this is going to be too much of a toll on you.
Yeah.
He didn't. He said, no, I still want to do it. Didn't tell Ridley Scott about it. And, at the end, to his doctor, he's like, if there's one thing the doctor had said, like, if there's one, this will let me live forever.
Yeah.
And he died, I think it was a few weeks after that?
7 weeks after the opening of this film, he died.
Yeah. Of bladder cancer at 40.
Bladder cancer at 40 years old. And he's really magnetic, man. He's a great villain.
You can kind of tell that weakness in him, though, too, a little bit. But it gives to the character. Yep. It's like this unsettling thing that he has, too. Yeah.
It really is unsettling because he's very tall. He looks
right.
tall.
And he's always doing the hunch leaning kind of thing, and it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. Yeah. So we get to find the backdrop of it all and what all this has been about. Is about counterfeit money, and we get a really fun chase. Excuse me. And we get a shootout.
Yeah. I think.
What am I missing in that?
I mean, from that,
it's such a visual thing. This whole scene is that I'm not doing it justice, and I'm aware of that. But just imagine. I mean, it's Blade Runner. It's the most Ridley Scott thing you'll see.
Or even the warehouse, and I mean, this is James Cameron, but the T2 final, that's good. It's an office building. It's an office where there shouldn't be an office. It looks like it's not safe whatsoever.
It's the foreman's office for sure, where all this is happening.
But the shootout happens, and like Adam said, there's a lot that happens too with the shootout, but we don't want to just describe that because it's no fun. But,
and then let's go back one pivotal scene. That's the kill scene.
Sure.
Andy Garcia's death.
Yeah. That's rough, man.
That is a terrifying
It's a badass setup scene, though, too.
It really is.
Because you think he's going to... There's so many red herrings kind of in that as well, too, when you think he's going to get shot and turned around or something, but yeah.
They've taken both of their guns, and they're like, you cannot have guns. And they're like, okay. And Andy Garcia's coat gets taken that has his passport in it. They should have red flags already.
Right.
They've encountered these motorcycle guys before.
They're fucking with him at the very first when they're walking, however long to their hotel.
But Andy Garcia follows him.
Yeah.
Follows him, and he won't let it go. And Michael Douglas like, dude, stop, let it go, figure it out.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And he really flips out about it.
My passport.
Yeah. And they drop his jacket in mud and water, and he's like, oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you fucking kidding me. Babe. And we get a really cool assassination. Describe the assassination scene, Marcus.
Man, so we get a callback too with Charlie and his little Toro with Nick at the very first in his jacket, and when Nick's riding his bike and kind of the Matador, and this guy hops on. I don't know why he thinks this is going to work, or if he's just trying to be a badass, but he does that little move too for